All right, guys, Vegas day 2. We're up. We only got about 3 hours of sleep, but we're going to go get some breakfast, grab some coffee, and I think we're going to either play cash at the WSOP or Aria. We've never played Aria on this poker vlog before, but I think we might try it today. Let's get into it. All right, not sure if we're going to play here this trip or not, but you know, can't go through the Bellagio or near the Bellagio without getting some conservatory action. What's up, guys? It's me, Tony G, coming to you from the poker room at Aria Resort and Casino. This is day 2 of my Las Vegas poker vlog, summer 2022. We're here, not playing a tournament, but we're going to get into some Aria cash. We've never been to Aria on the poker vlog before, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Here we go. Hey guys, real quick, do me a favor. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. Go ahead and make sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons. It helps the channel out. And if you happen to be returning, you guys are one of my true faithful subscribers. I appreciate the return and the support. Go in the description down below and check out the merch shop. Get yourself a Felt Life hat, maybe a hoodie, card protector. And again, thanks for stopping by. Let's go. Okay, so after folding for about 15 or 20 minutes, we finally get 6-7 of hearts on the button. It's $10 to go, and I decide to just call the $10, and we're going 3 ways to the flop. And the flop isn't bad. It's 5-8 jack with 2 hearts. We have all the draws in the world out there, but it does check over to the turn. The turn helps us out. It's the 9 of spades. We now have a straight, but there is a higher straight to the jack out there available. And this time it gets around to middle position, who bets $12. I'm not going anywhere. I call, and we're now heads up to the river. The river is the king of hearts. We hit a flush. It's not the best flush, but we hit a flush. So this time middle position's first to act, and he throws out a bet of $45. I think about it. I look at my cards, determine whether he's trying to bluff me or not. I hadn't seen too much from him. I cut the chips out and continue to think. In my head, what does he have? Does he have a higher flush? Does he have a straight? Is he just straight bluffing? Ultimately, I do call, and he says, good call. I didn't have anything. I missed my draw, and we take down the pot. Hi, welcome to Boring Hands 101. I'm 2-3 on the button, and it's $12 to go, and I decide to call with 2-3 on the button in this boring hand. Well, it is 3-8-10 with 2 spades, and we were heads up to the flop, and it checks over to the turn. The turn gets worse. It's the queen of spades. Well, he checks it over to me again, and with my shit hand, I'm checking. The river, 9 of hearts. This is disgusting, disgustingly boring. He has the flush, and I just chuck him in the muck. Okay, a little background here. This guy that I get into the hand with about 45 minutes after that boring hand had been bluffing all day. Got caught 3 or 4 times in a row, but also won a couple hands straight up. So he had a decent bounce, but got caught bluffing. So I'm going to leave you with that. Let's go. Okay, here we are with the second best hand in middle position. It limps to me, and I make it $15 to go. The cutoff says raise, and he makes it $55 to go. Well, I believe it's the small blind or the under the gun. He calls the 55, and I think, am I going to 4-bet this? But if I do that and he has aces, we're probably behind. So ultimately, I just decide to cut out the $55 and call and go ahead and see a flop and see where we're at after the flop. And 3 ways, the flop is 10, queen, jack with 2 diamonds. It's looking pretty good for us. We have a straight draw, plus I believe we have the best pair. But it checks around to the turn, which is the 7 of hearts. Doesn't improve us, but again, we're still in the same position. Feeling pretty good. It checks over to the cutoff this time, who bets $85. Well, the under the gun or whoever, I think it was small blind, folds. I think about it heavily. I start cutting out my chips. And again, I feel pretty good. I decide to call the $85. So we're heads up to the river now. The river is the 5 of spades. I check it over to him again to see what he does, and he bets $165. I ask him, you had the straight on the flop, didn't you? He gave me a look, which to me I liked. I felt like he was bluffing with his look. I know that sounds goofy. I get a count of the chips. Indeed, it's $165. I toss a chip in and call. He just folds, and I'll show him the kings, and we'll take down that huge pot. Okay, a couple orbits later, I have ace-10 in middle position. I make it $20 to go, and the dude to my left calls, and we're heads up to the flop, which is 3-10-5 rainbow. I check in the dark, and he throws out a bet of $22. I'm thinking about bumping it up, and I decide on $45. Cut out the chips and tell him $45. He tanks for about 45 seconds. I sped it up, but he does call. So we are off to the turn now. The turn gives us 2 pair. It's the 5 of spades. I check and he checks, and the river helps us out. We have trip 10s. It's the 10 of clubs. I throw out $60 and he tanks. 2.5 minutes. I really sped it up here. And he calls. I say I got trip 10s. And he folds. And we'll take that pot down. Can't complain about that one. It's a decent pot, and I think we got max value out of it. Okay, here we are with the best hand in all of poker. I'm under the gun +1, and I make it $25 to go. The cutoff and the small blind call. So we're 3 ways to the flop, which is 6, 9, 10 with 2 hearts. Feeling pretty good about my aces right now. The small blind bets 25. I call, and we're heads up to the turn, which is the 3 of clubs. I'm still feeling pretty good. And he checks it to me, and I decide to throw out a bet of $100. He calls, and the river is the king of hearts. Well, if he got a flush here, I guess so be it. But this time, he goes all in for 175 effective. I call, and he says, I have a set. I'm like, oh, man. And he shows pocket 6s. I check. Yep, my aces aren't 6s. I ask him how much I owe, toss my chips into the center, pay up, disappointed, but that's the game of poker, and we'll go on to play another day, and I think we're going to call it a session right then and there. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you liked and what you didn't like. I'll see you in the next episode. And don't forget, it doesn't matter how you're living your life, as long as you're living the felt life.